Before you can succeed and use the 10 laws of success, 5 of which Arnold Schwarzenegger's, which is linked below, what's required. Again, this thing is as required as breathing is. You cannot do any of these laws unless this happens. Those 10 laws will take you to success if you do them, but there are 2 that are even more important than that. So these guys are actually law 0. They are the basic multipliers of if this will work or not. Really. The first one, which I've already talked about in the other video, is self-honesty. The second one, can you guess what that one is? Self-responsibility. Only you can do this. Only you can change your neurology. What's my state? Bringing yourself into the whole brain, whole neurology learning state, so you are at maximum resourcefulness to undertake whatever task you are trying to do. Be that sleeping, winning a gold medal at the Olympics, or trying to get some study done, or being a good parent, or baking a cake, right? What's my state? Am I fully neurologically activated? Although you might not want that for sleeping, but it takes you into that peaceful place, so you can get sleep. But am I here? Am I conscious? Is all my neurology optimal for any task? Measuring a teaspoon of salt out for a cake. If you don't do it right, salty cake ain't great, right? Self-responsibility. It's me, my choice, my actions. Only you can choose to turn your neurology on. You can't blame anybody else. Yes, we all have childhoods. Yes, we all have DNA. Yes, we all have various things with our bodies. That's a given. So, self-responsibility is, I want to move to a better place. Up to you. And if you don't act from that place of self-responsibility and you're blaming other people, oh, it's the government's fault, it's my teacher's fault, it's my parents' fault, it's my sister's fault, it's the spider's fault that bit me, you're going to go nowhere. So it's a core multiplier. Again, you can rate it from 0 to 100%, but it comes down to you and you actioning, you applying, and you being self-responsible. It's me. That's it. So listen to the video where Arnold's talking. His 5 laws. 4 of them are all about him being self-responsible for doing all those things that everybody said was impossible. Knocked. Law 3, ignore the naysayers. He turned it around. I've had the same experience in my life. Everything I do is trailblazing. Gets knocked because people naturally put people in a small space and they don't like it when somebody's outside because it shows them up, right? So self-responsibility means you're aware of the naysaying. You can choose to use it as a motivation, or you can use it as a shunt to move forward. But when you're self-responsible and self-honest, you can check in with your neurology, state awareness, step 1, go see those videos and the traffic light indicators and all that sort of stuff to have an idea what I'm talking about if you haven't seen them. Very, very critical. And then taking yourself into the learning state. Okay. Team all that together. You are responsible, unless you've got people outside you checking in, i.e. ring or friends, family, whatever, hopefully supportively. So you try these things. You take responsibility. You use your success journal. I want to do this, and this. And see if you do it. Doesn't matter if you don't. I don't achieve most of my goals that go in my diary, but the long term is because I keep getting up. As Arnold says, how far can you fall? You hit the floor. But you only truly fail when you don't get up. So I keep getting up. I keep moving towards what I want. Hence this video. Hence that website that I've made all by myself, and you know, could be better, but the videos are pretty awesome. It took 2 years, actually longer, to get myself to the point where I could do all those cockatoo videos and face the consequences of it. 147 holes in these hands from 2 days filming. I took responsibility for it. It's my vision, law 1. I think big, using big birds that are very unruly to make those videos. I ignored some naysayers that said don't do that. There's only 2 of them. And so on. Worked at it. Because it's about making something magical, which was what I wanted. Took self-responsibility and did it. This is how you can take your life to where you want. So, Law 0, Part 1, self-honesty. Is that what you want? Yes, no. Well, what do you want? Have you looked? Law 1, vision. Okay. Do you want that? Everybody wants it. Everything in this forest wants it. These trees here, they are huge. They're like 80 meters tall, hundreds and hundreds of years old, hence why I'm videoing with them. They know what they want. They want sunlight. And they don't want to be eaten, hence the bark and stuff that falls off. Keeps the epiphytes off them. Plants that grow on other trees, epiphytes. Right? Everything in nature wants to be happy and not be eaten, right? Survival. So it's your default setting is actually to be in that place of peace and being happy. If you're not in that place, there's stuff in the way, which go and look at the unconscious mind page and the prime directives and all that stuff. There are laws, there are things you can do to get yourself to that place of happiness. This website's full of things that will help you do that. This, the tutoring packages with me. This is what self-responsibility is about. Self-responsibility, up to you. Tutoring's a different story because you're dealing with me, and I'm going to stretch you as much as you can, open you up and get you to see that process, even if you're failing, because there is no failure, because it impacts your neurology working with me. You get those options, and maybe in 5 years' time it all clicks and you go, ah, and then it becomes part of your life and you move forward to where you want to go, so you feel good. Getting good grades makes you feel good. Getting study done makes you feel good. But you've got to have the self-responsibility to action it and get through that yuck that happens initially when you don't want to study, or you have the inertia, you have the procrastination, you need to sort of give up social media and all that sort of stuff. What's important? Vision. Think big. Ignore the naysayers. Work your arse off and give back when you can. Okay. Hence the other ones, the other 5 I add. Balance. Community, or if you're really lucky, the people around you, your family, your friends, although they might not understand this stuff unless they're doing it. Okay. Number 8, your uniqueness. We all have abilities and special talents. The question is what are they? Have you found them? Do you like them? Well, if they're your natural talents, you probably will like them because you're good at it, right? So there's exploring there, hence the vision and trying new stuff and getting up and failing and rah, right? You are unique. Your uniqueness, regardless of your religion, your race, your body type, your IQ rating, and all these other things, you have something to bring. What is it? Let's find it. Let's help you find it, because it's about your happiness. Living in that place of the learning state where you're either at peace or happy, joyful, full of giggles. It's a great place to live. That's level 10 mastery, when it becomes the default. Laws of the unconscious. They're undeniable, they are immutable, you cannot change those. You follow those, you will come to this place. End of story. But you have to be self-honest, you have to be self-responsible, and choose to move in that direction as best as you can. Law 6 balance. Get help where you can, have community where you can. So, self-responsibility is it's me. So, if your education environment, if you're a student and it's not meeting your needs, you're going to have to do something for yourself. So you're going to have to study yourself, you're going to have to find the resources yourself, you're going to have to get the, I don't know, Google it and find things that will help you. Or you got what's on offer here, and also with the Mastery Club and things like that, right? But it's up to you. Listen to Arnold's video and think about self-responsibility. You can do all 10 laws and listen to Arnold's thing over and over and over. I've listened to it quite a lot of times, and no doubt at some point in the near future I'll be able to do it verbatim. All right. Repetition. This is another core law that's not a law in here yet. Repeat. Mastery happens because you apply, you apply, you apply, forms the habit, prime directive of the unconscious. So with your self-responsibility, it's not about what's happened to you in the past, be it an accident, genetics, anything, right? It's happened. Responsibility now. How am I moving forward? Neuroscience is confirming things like Alzheimer's can be reversed because of neuroplasticity of the brain, or as I have said for decades, your brain is a muscle. So if you want to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did 5 hours weight training a day for years. He still does it. Like, he's still huge. And he's not a young fella anymore. Your brain is a muscle. You use it. Neuroscience is proving this. Neuroscience is proving new neurons are growing in parts of the brain, and they move to where they need to because you're doing it. And then all the various parts of the neurology, the synapses and the myelin sheaths, if I got the right words right, grow to confirm what it is you want because you're practicing. This is how you can reset your neurology. 2, whole brain activation, full neurology activation, so you're most resourceful, and a prime directive of the unconscious is to be at peace and to be at ease. Happy, truly happy. This can be yours. It's your birthright. You were born this way. As I say, go and see a young child that's under 3 years old that's in a stable family environment. They are a bundle of joy. The only thing that stops it is trauma or a medical condition or pain, right? Then that affects the neurology. There's lots of stuff there to look at. But it comes down to, I am here now. Self-honesty. Am I going to be honest about how I'm feeling? And am I honest about the fact that I've got, 3 hours of study I need to do tonight because I've got an assignment or something coming up, a job interview, whatever. Am I going to sit down and do it? Obviously, if you don't know how to, get yourself into the learning state, tutoring, get yourself into the learning state so most of your neurology is there with you so you can do it properly, as best and as fast and as easily as you can. This is why this is here. And then do it. It's mathematical. How fast you get there is up to you. Law 6 balance. Have I banged it home enough yet? Self-honesty. And this grows. My level of self-honesty now in terms of what's going on inside of me, regardless of what people outside of me are saying, the naysayers, or even the yaysayers, I can be aware of what's gone on, what my thought processes were, my emotional processes, and because I'm actually also, because of so many years using whole neurology stuff, very, very observant, not much that I miss. Trained as a trainer. There's like 50, 60 processes. When you're a really good trainer, there's 50, 60 processes you're aware of. The whole group, all the people, all the collectives, all the different stages of learning you've got to go through, how to make the group work. There's all these complex things. As a good trainer, takes practice. So you practice these things, they become habit neurologically. Take a look at that meme from Nassim Harim about your super mega computer that's up here, what it's capable of. Just got to learn how to work it, which is what this is all about. State awareness, learning state, deeper into the learning state, and doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. Self-honesty, is it still here? Checking in, going in. So, are you aware of your state right now? Feel your hands, your calves, your tummy. You'll get better at it. Can you hold these areas of the body at the same time? You will with practice. You will with self-honesty and self-responsibility of doing it. I can say this stuff in a video. You can get the online course and listen to it, but if you're not doing it, are you checking in? Am I being self-honest about this? Am I taking self-responsibility and actioning it? So I'm going to wind this video up, but what is it you need to do today to help you move towards your vision? And if you haven't really thought about your vision, where do you want to be at the end of this week, semester, year? What have you got to do? What do I have to do, regardless of what anybody else is doing, to get myself there? Self-responsibility. It's not about your parents or your teachers or anybody else. Okay? Pick one thing, and when this video finishes, go and do it. Even if it's just practicing state awareness and going into the learning state in your body. Check out some of the videos. I'll link one where I'm talking you through it. It's in the learning state page. Do it. Self-honesty, self-responsibility. The core multipliers. Everything else, if you're doing these half, what's 2 times 0.5? 1. Totally doable. Any questions, please contact me. Jason for studentsuccesstutor.com.